4 years, the modern monarchy has survived storms, interviews, exits, accusations, but nothing like this. Because this time, the question isn't emotional, it's constitutional. And at the center of it all are 2 children, 2 titles, and a mystery that refuses to go away. It didn't start with a documentary. It didn't start with an interview. It started with a a quiet palace announcement marking the birth of Archie. Routine. Formal. Forgettable. Except for one phrase, born for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Not born to. Not the language used for generations of royal heirs. Just born for. At the time, almost no one noticed it. But today, those 2 words are being pulled apart by analysts, historians, and legal experts, because in royal law, wording isn't decoration. It's everything. And now, that tiny deviation has grown into something much big. Because questions didn't stop there. Documents were amended. Records appeared inconsistent. Procedures that had been followed for over a century weren't. And slowly, quietly, a narrative began to form, not in tabloids, but in legal circles. A question. Do the records fully align with the strict requirements of royal succession? Now, to understand why that matters, you have to go back centuries, to the Act of Settlement. 1701. This law didn't just shape the monarchy, it defined it. One of its core principles. An heir must be born of the body. Not metaphorically. Not symbolically. Legally. Verifiably. And that's where things get complicated. Because in today's world, medicine has advanced far beyond what lawmakers in 1701 could ever imagine. But the law, it hasn't. So now, modern realities are colliding with ancient rules, and no one is quite sure how it ends. Meanwhile, attention has turned to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Not because of who they are, but because of what hasn't been shown. No matter where you stand, one fact remains. In any legal dispute, documentation is everything. And in this case, the public perception has shifted from curiosity to expectation. People aren't asking for statements anymore. They're asking or proof. On the other side, the monarchy, led by figures like Prince William and King Charles III, has remained unusually restrained. No emotional responses. No dramatic denials. Just silence. But not an empty silence, a strategic one. Because in royal matters, silence often signals something else. Process. Behind closed doors, discussions revolve around precedent, law, and one critica. Question. What happens if doubt exists in the line of succession? History offers an answer, and it's not gentle. Titles can be reviewed. Positions can be considered. And in rare cases, changes can happen that reshape the monarchy itself. That's why this moment feels different. This isn't about Headley anymore. It's about systems. It's about whether centuries-old rules still apply in a modern world. And most importantly, it's about timing. Because in situations like this, delays don't calm speculation, they fuel it. Every unanswered question ohms louder. Every missing detail becomes more significant. And the longer it goes on, the more one simple demand echoes everywhere. Show paperwork. Not out of hostility. Not out of bias. But because that's how systems like this are designed to work. And here's the part that makes this story truly fascinating. If everything is in order, this NDS instantly. One document. One verification. One mom. End of clarity, but if not, then what we're witnessing right now could become a turning point in moda. N royal history. Not because of scandal, but because of structure. Because the monarchy isn't just a family, it's an institution built on rules that ain't bend easily. And when those rules are tested, the outcome doesn't just affect the